Hello and welcome back to the Empowerment channel. This is the place to be for people on a growth path, curious about how spirituality interacts with our lives here on earth as we're exploring being a divine being with an embodied experience. This reading will be specific to the 1212 portal coming up next week. So let's dive right in. This drawing is called Wings. So my sense is that we are being granted our wings in the 1212 portal, and we'll have a much wider wingspan, more expansive ability to move through the world with more grace and flow. And even expand to greater distances. Because can certainly get places a lot faster by flying than walking. So I just love, it's almost like peacock feathers. And these portions feel like seeds have been planted as well in the 1212 portal that will continue to blossom throughout 2020. So we'll look at the divine masculine and divine feminine energies and the energies of integration of those elements within ourselves. We each contain within us multiple archetypes, and of those archetypes, there are so many. In the way the divine feminine and divine masculine are kind of the ultimate archetypes, or the sacred feminine, the sacred masculine. And there are things that we're shifting consciously in our culture as we break down, patriarchy and create more harmony among all people globally. And we have to do that starting with ourselves to have harmony inside and not be at odds internally. So you can watch this from that perspective. You can also watch it if you're feeling like there's something going on in a relationship that you have with someone in your life, family member, a friend, parent, child, or a love partner. People sometimes refer to these things as sacred unions or soul partnerships or soulmates or twin flames. Whatever the label is, we each carry these energies within us and are working towards peace within ourselves, and that will create peace and harmony in the world. So let's get one card, please, for the main energies of the 1212 portal coming up next week. The World card. That's like the ultimate, that's the final card of the major arcana. So that's like the full completion of a cycle and the start of a new one. Yeah, it's definitely happening. The completion of this decade, the completion of the year. So many things have been at play, and life is full of cycles. The shape here kind of reminds me of the shape of each of the feathers of the wings. Okay, that's a beautiful, beautiful card for the overall energies of the portal. Couldn't be like more clear. Okay, so that just popped out, but I'm going to put it back because I wasn't clear. But this one has been coming a lot. The Seven of Swords. It's like defending your progress, or the Seven of Wands, sorry. Okay, so first we're going to look at What is challenging the divine feminine? What is challenging the divine masculine? What is supporting the divine feminine? And what is supporting the divine masculine? And also with the energies of integration. But before that, let's look at just the overall theme for the divine masculine and then the divine feminine. So one card, please, for the divine masculine. The Empress in reverse. Not surprising. She's the spiritual embodiment. She represents really the energy of the divine feminine. And for the divine feminine, we get the Two of Swords in reverse. Okay, so then we'll just pull the cards first before looking at the interpretations. What is challenging the divine masculine? Oh, a lot of bouncy cards here. Oh, they're like almost coming out, but not. Flip, flip, flip. Whoa. Okay, that one did. This card, it says, was challenging. We're pulling for challenging the divine, the Temperance card. That's interesting. It came up in the reading yesterday. Yeah, so shuffle again. And then what's challenging the divine feminine? Whoa, we got two cards. The King of Pentacles and the Eight of Wands. And then what's supporting the divine masculine? The Knave of Cups in reverse. And what's supporting the divine feminine? The Five of Swords. Okay. Okay, so the main theme for the 12-12 portal for the divine masculine is that he is integrating his feminine and spiritual sides and the subconscious and his ground of being as receptive, kind of like I'm getting a little bit of Mother Earth energy. Because typically the masculine energy is that of it being in action and going after things and, you know, achieving your goals. But this is more reflective and spiritual. It's kind of slowing down, stabilizing. I'm seeing like a picture of someone meditating and really connecting with the earth, rather than like more of going down, like the sacral chakra. And that's the moon here is symbolizing the subconscious and unconscious, conscious, and just that the wisdom in the darkness. And so he's grappling with all of that in the portal and coming into fuller acceptance of the divine play among these energies. And he's challenged by balancing all of that. The Temperance card is one of like balance and justice. You can see this angel looking like person is pouring water like back and forth, or Temperance card, before pouring water back and forth between these two cups, kind of like, okay, how much goes here? How much goes here? Can I get it to be even? Where does it feel right? So taking that energy that I was feeling in this previous card, it's like that moderation, calm, care, patience, moving more slowly, listening. Yeah, more of a receptive stance, virtue, understanding, waiting, and rest. And so the divine masculine, or that energy within us, may be challenged because it wants to move forward quickly, but it's being called to, you know, rest and reflect and walk gently. These feet are walking very gently between the earth and the water. And there's that one foot on the earth, one foot on the water. It's like grounded with the earth energy, but open to the emotional knowledge. Water represents emotions, and the cups represent emotions. So, like, really having the emotional side and emotional wisdom and knowledge, bringing that a bit more to the forefront for the divine masculine. But that can be challenging and confronting for him, or for that part of us. And then we have the cup of love, a new beginning in love, kind of like the innocence. Look at this fish kind of coming out of the cup. It's like playful. His outfit is really cute. It's kind of like a simple card, not too much going on in the background. Yeah, but this represents a new beginning in love, something new happening emotionally. And that's what's supporting the divine masculine. There may be a hesitancy with it coming out in reverse, a hesitancy. And so maybe the hesitancy is actually supporting. Like, it's good to take your time. All of this feels like a slowing down, taking time, reflection, testing it out internally, balancing the energies, experiencing receptivity on the part of the divine masculine. The Two of Swords, it looks like the divine feminine is also going through sort of a dark night of the soul. The moon, she's blindfolded. It's like, what swords represent mental state. So she's been dueling with her mental state, and she's kind of at odds and wondering, okay, what's going to have the victory here? How can I make adjustments in my mental state so that I don't feel trapped? I feel like the blindfolded is feeling like she's trapped. So she's kind of got herself maybe into a downward spiral, and she's grappling with that. What's challenging her is her relationship with the earthly plane, the King of Pentacles, and her career, her finances, how she exists in the world. And there's a lot of quick moving action. Wands are of things, blossoming and taking root. And this is a lot of fast moving energy. And so she could be challenged because there could be a lot that's coming up, a lot of things that are changing and evolving, and new opportunities happening really quickly. Kind of seems like the opposite of what's going on with the divine masculine, who's slowing down. And then with the Five of Swords, what's supporting her, this man has three swords that he's holding, two of them on the ground, and then looking back at these two figures, and it's kind of a cloudy atmosphere. So let's take a look at the Biddy Tarot for that one, because I'm needing some support. So this is all about defeat, having fought a battle. Like, he fought a battle and won, and these two people are walking away, but he's also lost, trust and dignity, and may feel disgraced and defeated overall, and kind of icky about the whole experience, even if on the surface he's won. And so this is supporting the divine feminine and saying, having clarity and discernment about her battles, which battles to fight and which to let go of, and where to admit defeat or that something isn't working out, and how to learn from those experiences. So it's kind of like the final reckoning with all of the lessons of the last year and the last decade. But that's good because that clarity and those integrated lessons will help the divine feminine move forward, you know, into the fulfillment of the next cycle. The story is never really over, is it? Okay, so let's look then at the energies of the union. If we're bringing these two parts of ourselves together, then what's going on as a whole for us? Overall energies of the 12-12 portal for the collective. The 10 of Pentacles, kind of like, you know, fulfillment and riches and harmony and home. Financial abundance, peace, family. Then we're being challenged by generosity. The 6 of Pentacles is like having abundance and giving it away and balancing that with to whom do we give and how. And then how are we being supported? Oh my God, the Sun card. That's like the best card in the deck. All right, so I mean, having a new beginning in love, understanding our defeats and integrating the lessons of our battles, but ultimately everything is going well. Ultimate celebration and fulfillment and grace. Clarity, honor, glory, fame, satisfaction, pride, and happiness. So the 12-12 portal is really positive. I think the most challenging part is for the divine feminine getting past those demons of the mind and, you know, outdated beliefs, negative thought patterns, breaking through that, managing her relationship to the 3-dimensional plane, and then learning from her battles that she's won and lost. So one piece of advice for the divine masculine: impermanence. Life is always changing, and I drift easily through those changes, good and bad. As I drift through hard times, I can take comfort in knowing I will leave them behind. As I drift away from good times, I can take comfort in knowing that more will come my way. Impermanence is an equal opportunity non-entity. And for the divine feminine, authenticity. Authenticity is the name of the game. Whatever comes up, I will feel it. Whatever needs to be said, I will say it. Whoever doesn't get it doesn't have to get it, but at least they know it because I've said it. And that's way better than leaving a passive aggressive note about it. And one final, let's go over here. I miss these cards. Haven't looked at these in a little while. The wisdom of the oracle cards. To let Farron read. Well, a card fell down to the ground, so I think that's ours. Unfinished symphony. We got that one recently. All right. It's like I'm resenting this message. I want to pick another card. Unfinished business, an incomplete lesson, lack of closure, need to make amends. So that might be related to this battle card. Maybe there's an apology that's needed. This is a time to tie up loose ends as you near the completion of a cycle or project and mastery of a lesson or skill. before you can move forward. It's important you come to terms with where you are now. Practice radical acceptance. Take inventory so that emotional and psychological closure can occur and the answers you seek will be found. You can't move forward if you're leaving things unfinished. Reflect on what has passed so the symphony can finally end on a high note. Yeah, so look back at the full cycle that you've just been through, all of the different stages, all of the years, all of the lessons. It's a good practice. And yeah, Marie Forleo has a nice video series she's doing to invite that reflection on the decade. So I can link that below. Well, with that being said, I celebrate things happening easily for me and for you. I wish you a wonderful day. And if you would like your own reading, channeled reading and drawing like this, the information is below. So, in abundant love always. Bye.